America is not traditionally thought of as a leader in the fight against global warming. We opted out of the 2015 Paris Accord to reduce harmful emissions. And yet the biggest drop in CO2 in the last 10 years has come in America. And it's because of the shale revolution. It's because we're producing more natural gas, and natural gas is now the biggest source of electricity generation in America, replacing coal. It's an example of how the shale revolution is helping the fight against climate change. Some environmentalists, including the Sierra Club, are opposed to all fossil fuels. But over 80% of our energy comes from fossil fuels, and that's not going to change in the foreseeable future. The key is to make intelligent cost-benefit trade-off decisions. In the EU, none of the countries that signed up for the Paris Accord are on track to meet their obligations. When you rely heavily on renewables, you're relying on solar and wind, and it's not always sunny and windy. And that requires other sources of traditional energy to be there when those intermittent sources are not. Germany relies on coal, and consequently Germany's record in CO2 reductions is a lot worse than the US. More recently, Germany's now going to be importing more natural gas from Russia, not a great partner to have, in order to provide more support for renewables. In emerging economies, the trade-off is a little different. Rising living standards are clearly linked to more energy use. And it really does come down to life expectancy. Better hygiene, better healthcare, more food have allowed countries like Indonesia and many others to see great leaps in life expectancy because they're using more energy. And so too much of a reduction in fossil fuels is going to mean less energy use, more expensive energy use, and ultimately some trade-off in terms of health for their populations. And so any moves on climate change need to recognize these important trade-offs. Energy infrastructure in the United States has been a big source of improvement in CO2 emissions. It means that pipeline company investors can feel proud that we're part of the solution for climate change. I'm Simon Lack. We invest in energy infrastructure.